Hello, so I'm Shay from the band Hot Juice, and I'm going to do a series of lessons on learning guitar from knowing completely nothing to hopefully being able to put songs together and learn yourself. So from the start of the year, loads and loads of people have been asking me for teaching guitar, tips, anything easy to learn. So I thought sticking a few short videos together, and because people are busy, try and keep it to as short as possible and just teach people like that. So today I'll show a few free open chords, A, D and E. But before we start with that, just a bit of basics on the guitar. So with the strings, when you're talking about the strings, it's usually from bottom to top, and it'd be, the way I'd remember it is Easter bunny gets drunk at Easter, because it's E, B, G, D, A, E. And so that's the strings. Before you even start trying to play, you need to tune up your guitar, and there's plenty of ways to do it. Even for free, you can get the best app. The one that I use would be Guitar Tuner. Tuner spelt like the fish, and it's absolutely brilliant. You get that free on the App Store, and you can do it like that. It's really, really simple to use, and it'll pick the strings for you, and it'll give you a little ping when it's in tune. You'll be able to see. But to start with, so all these lines here, they're what split up the frets. So to start with, that'd be the first fret, second fret, third fret, for example. And yeah, so we'll go from there. We'll start with the first chord, which is A. And when we're talking about playing the chords as well, so when I'm counting fingers, it'll be index finger first, middle finger second, ring finger third, and your little finger is fourth. So to play an open A chord would be your third finger would be on the second fret of the B string. Your middle finger would be again on the second fret of the G string, and your index finger would be on the second fret of the D string. So it should look like that, if you can kind of see. The bottom string should be open, so should the top two. And you play that from the fifth string down. That's how it should sound. And the only reason we play that one just from the fifth string down is because the A would be the root note of it, the open A. So we wouldn't want to play them. And you could even use your thumb if it makes it easier at the start. Hook your thumb over and just like touch the E string, because then you won't play it even if you're, strumming away. You get away with it. So it's all on the second fret. So again, third finger on the B string, middle finger on the G string, and your first finger on the D string. So that's it. And then hopefully you've got that. So, if you need to pause it and go back, do it. I'm just gonna fire through because I know people are busy and need to just short bursts of it. So next would be the D string, the D chord, sorry. So it's an open D, and the reason we go to the D from there would be because that's the perfect fourth, which means that no matter what, the A will sound good going to the D. So for the D string, we'll take our middle finger and we'll put that on the first string, which would be the high E. So there. We take our ring finger and put that on the third string, on the third fret of the B string. So it would be there. And then we would take our first finger, our index finger, and put that again in the second fret, but of the G string. So it would look like that. You want to make sure as well that your fingers, you keep the bend in your knuckle so that they're not leaning and dampening the string below, because otherwise you won't get a sound from it. So you want to just make sure you keep them as bent as possible. So, and for this one, you would play from the fourth string down. So again, for that, so you would go your middle finger on the second fret of the E string, your ring finger on the third fret of the B string, and your index finger on the second fret of the G string, and then from the fourth and the 4th down. So that would be your D chord. And then next we will go to an open E chord. And again, if you were in the key of A, this is the perfect 5th. So A, D and E will all sound good together to use it for loads and loads of songs. So you take your first finger and you put it in the 1st fret on the G string. You will take your middle finger and you will put it on the 2nd fret on the A string. So that'll be the 5th string. And you will take your index finger and put that on the 2nd fret of the D string. For this, it's a bit easier for strumming. I mean, that's kind of what it looks like. You want to make sure, again, your knuckles are bent so you're not overlapping on anything below. And for this one, you can play the whole way down because it's the open strings in E anyway. It's the root note, so you can play the whole way through this chord and it sounds brilliant. So again, for that, you would take your index finger on the 1st fret of the G string, your middle finger on the 2nd fret of the A string, and your ring finger on the 2nd fret of the D string. So, and then the whole way through. And then, just for a bit of context, how it sounds together, because you could play them together and they all roll into each other. So, as you can tell, I'm not used to being on camera, so a wee bit awkward, but hopefully it helps. If you do like it, subscribe and like our channel. Check out some of our actual videos of like the band. It might be something that you're into. And if you got anything from this, please share it with friends. And yeah, thank you. I will do the next lesson I'll do will be on C, F and G. Okay, well thank you. Cheers.